Hi guys, I'm running Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's well on their end, as always. A while back, guys, you saw me show off some novels, some graphic novels, or some, that I told her I would review when I had the time, things like that. And I'm here to review one of them now. I've just finished one of them, and I'm here to give my thoughts and kind of my praise as well, because this is a manga series that I truly love. It is a series that I have followed for a long time. It was created by Mr. Shintaro Ishimori. It's a classic, and that's none other than this bad boy right here, Cyborg 009. First of all, I love that cover. You probably get it's going to get glared, but you get to see Cyborg 009 on the cover. Joe, that's his real name, and then that's just the book cover. But then if you open it up again, you get to see it opens in, and you get to see like the cyborg's body parts, and then you flip it again, it gets more in depth, and you flip it again, and it gets to the main villain of the book as well. So it's kind of cool. All right. So once again, like I said, this is based off of Shintaro Ishimori's beloved classic, and this was written by F.J. DeSanto and Bradley Cramp, and artwork by Marcus II and Ian Herring. Okay, and I'm gonna show off a lot of the artwork in here, and for all those who are not familiar with this series or this manga or anime, yes, it was an anime, Cyborg 009. Basically, guys, what it is it's 9 individuals from different parts of the globe in a time where war is being pushed even further in terms of creating a better weapon, and the people's better weapon choice is making cyborgs. But these 9 individuals band together, these 9 cyborgs band together and become like a family. They become like a family. They watch each other's backs. They break the hold of the people who created them, along with the scientists that helped create them. And there are 9 of them. Each one of them have a specific number. Joe right here being Cyborg 009. And I'm going to give you all the details into what each one can do and things like that, where they're from and everything, and so on and so forth. But first of all, let me just say this. Was this worth buying, in a sense? Was this worth, I believe I got this for $25 or less. Was it worth it? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Indeed, it was, guys. Do I recommend this? Yes, I do. Especially if you're a fan of, this series, and you maybe are a little bit feared of saying, okay, what would happen if another company took a property that was already beloved and they tried to do their own twist on it? This comes off more as if it's not putting a new twist to it, but more of paying homage to Ishimori-san's beloved classic. That's pretty much the way I look at it. So basically, the series pretty much opens up with Cyborg 009. He wakes up in a chamber, in a sense. Don't want to spoil too much, but he wakes up. He's in a chamber. He doesn't know where he's at. He's looking around. He's like, what's going on? Who am I? And little do we know, basically, he's starting to hear somebody talk to him. A voice telling him, wake up, Cyborg 009. Wake up, wake up. He doesn't know. But unfortunately, he gets bombarded by attacks by 2 giant robots. And he has to fight his way out because he doesn't know what's going on. He's trying to survive. He doesn't know what's been done to him yet. And he finds out later that he's actually a test by the Black Ghosts organization, pretty much. They created him for, you know, the future of global warfare, and I'll show you like a picture. So he's supposed to be one of their cyborg soldiers, but here he is. You can see right here. That's beautiful artwork by Marcus 2 and them. Very good. I really enjoyed it. It was really good to look at. They got it pretty much down pat. He's doing a lot of things he doesn't know that he can do, and he's just like, okay, whoa, what's going on? So Marcus 2 does the artwork, the illustration. Really, it's Ian Herring that does the coloring. But that's where he pretty much, once he comes out of that unscathed in a sense, now he's to the point where he's still confused, and all of a sudden he's standing there, and he pretty much is, in a sense, you know, he sees the rest of his fellow cyborgs right here. There you go. If you get a good look, there you go. You see that? All the rest of them up there. And one of the scientists is telling him, you know, okay, you're like the one of the scientists known as Dr. Gilmore, who is actually an ally of them. He's telling him, okay, Cyborg 009, now you see the rest of your cohorts, destroy them, kill them, because it's almost like he's the best out of them. He's the next step. And he's still like, he's really confused. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, eliminate them, and it's almost as if they want them to get eliminated. However, it's not all what it seems to be. And pretty much that's where we find out that the cyborgs actually planned this. It was planned. Each one of them broke hold of the Black Ghost organization and pretty much go after, you know, escape. However, 009 is basically to the point he's more of, you know, he's angry at Dr. Gilmore because he's like, okay, what did you do to me? And the doctors actually tell him, like, okay, we'll explain everything once we're safe. And it's really cool to see that. It's like, yeah. Now, in the original manga, Dr. Gilmore has a really huge egg-like nose. He's like, his nose like comes out from here to here. Like, you can barely see his nose. But in there, they kind of illustrate him a little better. But it was still fun. So once they're secure, they get to realize who their enemy really is. They explain to 009 who's his enemy, who the Black Ghost organization, and their leader, Sekar, yeah, I hope I'm saying it right, pretty much. And Gilmore basically starts to explain to them about, you know, who they are and what happened to them, and why they were they were kidnapped from their ordinary lives, and basically all of them were kidnapped without any kind of consent. They were kidnapped by force. And we really get to know all these individuals, and I'm going to show you all of them. So especially if nobody knows who they are, I'll explain to you a little bit of them. And the first one is 001. 001 is the baby. actually the cyborg baby of the group. His name is Ivan Whiskey. He's from Russia, as you can see up there. And I'm explaining a little bit of each abilities. Every one of them has an ability. Cyborg 001 in this, basically, he was a baby. He had a fatal disease that was killing him at a young age. His father was another fellow scientist with Dr. Gilmore that started to save his son's life. He made him into this. Now, basically, what little Ivan can do is he's able to tap into that unharnessed ability in the brain. Pretty much, there's always this notion that there's a certain part of the brain that we don't tap into, like 10% of the brain that we don't tap into, and pretty much he can tap into that, and he has like psychic abilities like telekinesis, telepathic, ESP, things like that. And that's little Ivan right here. That's little Ivan. Let's see, right there. And then we have Cyborg 002, Jet Link. He's from New York, and he pretty much kind of grew up on the street. He tells their story of what happened to him. He says, I grew up alone on the streets. A guy tried to mug me, and I had no choice but to defend myself. I ran the black ghosts. They got me before the police could, basically. Jet, he's equipped with self-contained high-speed jet propulsion systems that enable him to fly. He's able to, in his legs, he can turn into like jet propulsion that jettisons him up in the air, and he can fly at I believe it's Mach 5. That's his top speed. That's 00. Here he is right there. That's 00, 002, 003. Francine Arnault. She's from France, and she was basically literally kidnapped from her brother. Her brother, they were walking. She's a dancer. She was a dancer. She came back from a rehearsal. Her brother and guys came out of a car, beat up her brother, and took her. Now, what she can do is she's outfitted with heightened sensory cuteness. Basically, she can hear, see from great distances, and she can also like manipulate sound waves as well. So it's really cool. So she can see like very far. So she can be like, I'll just make up like she can be like 500 yards away, and she'll be looking at you like she's right in front of you. She can hear like if there's like guards everywhere, which does happen in this. She can hear everyone's heartbeat and everything like that, how they're acting. It's kind of cool. And then of course there's Albert Heinrich. He's from Germany, and he pretty much 004. He was pretty much supposed to be made into like the ultimate weapon. His hands, his fingers are like machine guns. And his right hand is like machine guns. All fingertips have like pistols, can morph into pistols, and his left hand can morph into a blade, and I think his legs can too, if I remember correctly. And yeah, his knees, they could morph into missile launchers and things like that. He's like the ultimate weapon. 005 is pretty much, in my opinion, the Native American of the group. He's the big, tall, Native American. They don't say where he's from. They just say American Southwest. So I'm banking, Arizona, somewhere like that. Pretty much that's particularly Apache country, things like that. So, but with him, he's basically enhanced with superhuman strength. He's really strong. That's pretty much what he's granted with. And once again, he was looking for work. With him, they say he was looking for work to help his people, and the Black Ghosts offered him a job, and he accepted. So it was more like they saw what he was looking for and exploited it. With 006, Cheng Ku is from China. He's kind of the big, robust member of the team, and he was a cook. He was a chef in China. Unfortunately, his restaurant closed, and his wife left him, and he was in a very much depression. And he was going to kill himself. He was going to. They said in this, he was going to kill himself, and the Black Ghost kind of talked him out of it. Someone stopped him, and basically what he can do, he has a very extra heat propulsion in his stomach. So when he breathes out, he taps into that, he can breathe out fire. So it's kind of cool. So he can breathe out his mouth. You know, it's like a human flamethrower, which is fine. Basically, 007 is the chameleon of the group. He's got chameleon-like remodeling, facial cellular structure, like, so he can turn into anybody he looks like. So they basically look at, he's like the shapeshifter of the group. He's from England. Here he is right here. I'm sorry, I forgot to show you guys. There's 004 to 4 to 5 here. Here's 004. There's 006. Sorry. There's 6 right there. There's 5. Here's 7. Here's 008. Payuma. He's from Africa. And he was like a freedom fighter on the Ivory Coast. And basically what he can do, he can go underwater. He has capability, lung capability underwater, so he can breathe underwater and things like that. And he's really good in tight situations. You know, he can maneuver really quickly there. And then and then we got 009. 009, but they don't say his name because he can't remember his name. But with 009, he's pretty much a combination of all his previous fellow cyborgs, except also he has super speed. He has what is called accelerator mode, where he can just jettison really quick. He can move really fast at super speeds, and he doesn't know his name. So pretty much after that, they start to realize, Dr. Gilmore starts to tell them, in a sense of, tell 009 of the reason why you can't remember is because when they created you guys, they blocked that from your memory. The Black Ghost and Sekar basically will block that. They would block that so you wouldn't remember that. But Dr. Gilmore is able to give back those memories, and they come back at you full force, and it happened to all of them. And they even tell him, they're like, this is going to come at you so fast, and so like almost so much emotion is going to come that you may break down almost emotionally. And they kind of do. They pretty much do that. And you know, it comes at Cyber 009 really quickly. See, as you can see here, they're about to tap into his memory. The memory comes, and it just comes at him really hard, and he starts to remember everything about him. He starts to remember who he is. He starts to say, yeah, my name is Joe. You know, I grew up in an orphanage in Japan. There was one girl that I loved. Her name was Ayumi, and we loved each other. And unfortunately, her brother, who was a gangster, they don't say Yakuza, they just say he was a gangster, didn't want us to be, so he hired guys to beat me up, and you know, pretty much her brother took her away from me, and things like that. So from there, it's almost to the point where Cyborg 009 Joe, he doesn't want to do this. He believes that he can still go after his love. You know, when we've seen this story told time and time again, but once again, it's just execution of how we tell it, correct? And we get to see that in this. And the other cyborgs are telling him that you can't do that because there's a tracer in your system that just being in this location keeps them from knowing where we are. but he's so built up on going back to his normal life, he's not listening to them. And pretty much 003 is telling them, or 002 is telling them, and 3. 002, Jet, is telling them kind of like, really like, if you do that, you're going to get us all killed, kid. But with 003, the female, who's kind of like, in a sense, she's like the Sue of the group. She's really like that. She's like the heart and soul. She kind of keeps them together in a sense. She kind of talks to them in a sense of like, yeah. But with 003 and talking to Joe, it's more like, when you read this all the way through, it's more like a build of a bond, not of just, okay, self-privation for all of them, but also love. And we start to see like she cares for all of them, but there's something about 009 that she cares more for, and we see that through the book. They're talking through the novel. That she's the one that always goes to talk. And first, when 009 is really contemplating, should I go away? Should I not? She's the one talking to him, and we see that. And we get to see, you know, he finally does go away. Joe runs away, and with his super speed, he can be in Tokyo without the second, you know, and he does. He goes back to Tokyo, and he pretty much is, you know, wants to go back to his normal life. So he's in Tokyo. He's looking at all the things that he could remember, everything like the orphanage he grew up in, you know, things like that. And meanwhile, back at the Black Ghost Society, we see that the leader, Sikar, is basically building more cyborg soldiers. So it would be 0010, and he's also having the scientists do experiments on himself to become a cyborg like him. You know, it's almost like that saying, like, I'm not just, you know, I'm also a client too. Like, I also, you know, I want to become that as well. And as you can see, you know, Joe, he's just moving through. This is really beautiful artwork by Marcus too. Really good, if you could see that. And when he does see his former lover, Ayumi, that's when kind of the shit hits the fan, and it's like he knows he's bringing trouble to them as well, because another fellow cyborg comes after him, and he's just as fast as him, and that's 0010 right here. 0010X, as you can see right here. And he also has a brother. There's twins. So 00X1 and 2. And they're just more powerful than 009. So they're called 0010 Omega. They're the twins, and one is negative, has negative energy. The other one has positive energy. Right here, you see them right here. And Joe, he's getting beat up. Cyborg is outclassed in a sense. But little did he know is that, you know, 003 followed him as well, and he's able to figure them out. Like, they can't be in proximity of it. Like, positive and negative energy don't mix. So that's how 009 is able to defeat them. I'll show you some more. I'll show you a little bit more of how he's able to defeat them. As you can see, they're running at supersonic speed right here. And Joe basically tells him they collide together. As you can see, that's how fast they're moving. You can't see them, and then boom, and you see the two brothers holding hands together, and he understands basically that Ayumi, he can't be with Ayumi. He knows that if they were able to find me, so what will I be? How would I can't live a normal life with her. So he has to give her up. And once again, we've seen that storytelling before. but it's done still to the way it really, you still really, you know, feel for Joe. You know, you feel for him. But the thing is, they're still human. They're not technically. There's always this misconception of a cyborg. It's like cyborg they're all robot. No, they're not. Cyborgs are a mixture of still human and, you know, technology mixed. They still have many things that are human or organic to them, like their heart, their lungs, you know, it could be their brain, everything. They're still human. They're still organic and not all inorganic, which I think people get a little misconception of what a cyborg is. You know, Joe realizes the last thing Joe does while he was in Japan is tell Ione's big brother, like, you know, leave her alone, let her live her life and everything like that. And it kind of gets really, okay, that was cool. But from there, guys, the story pretty much really revolves around Cyborg Zero understanding that his place is with the rest of his team and Dr. Gilmore, stopping the Black Ghost organization from creating more cyborgs and selling them to different people in the world. To basically, it's all about war. It's that sense of who's going to profit. War is hell, but war is profitable too. A lot of people get a lot of money from creating weapons, and that's pretty much the full focus of this story has always been about from the get-go, is war. War is hell. People profit off of war. The people that profit off of war don't care about the consequences. The people get hurt, and we get to see this from the cyborg's perspective of, like, we have to stop this. We can't let innocent people who are taken from their own will and made into what we are. So we have to stop them. We become the freedom fighters for the Black Ghost organization, and we stop Seacall. We stop him, and we see a lot of action at the end of this novel. Pretty much, we get to see more cyborgs. We get to see all of the cyborgs pretty much showcase what they can do and do their things, which was really good. It was really fun. It was really nostalgic for me because as a fan of this, it was just like, it's like somebody would say, oh, this is just another Westerner making a mock version of a classic Eastern series that was beloved and didn't need to be changed. No, this wasn't. This was a Western organization basically paying homage to a beloved classic. And you heard me say that before, guys, because that's really what it was. They weren't making a mock joke of Mr. Shintaro Ishimori's work. No, they were just taking what he delivered and adding to it, not twisting it, not making it as their own, but just making it beloved. And it ends really well. It ends on a sense of the cyborgs realize that we're family. We are a family, and we stick together. We help the people. We help whoever we can. We keep putting that hurt, in a sense, on the Black Ghost organization. We be that opposition to them and showcase that we're not, there are people out there going to fight you. We're not going to just allow you to do what you think you want to just do for the profit of money and warfare and things like that. And I love that. You know, and I love the line that that 009 say about what he says. Basically, he goes on to say, he comes to say, basically, the Black Ghost is still out there. but now, so are we. And you know, they just stand there. They're safe now in a sense because now all their their monitoring chips are out, so the black ghosts can't follow them. They can't see where they are, and they realize they have to do what they can. In the back of the book, they go on and talk about Mr. Ishimori. Talk about how he was the innovator of everything, and his life story is basically how he came up with the idea of the series, and a lot of the older manga look and things like that. Really good, gives you a good history into the creator of this series. Very good stuff here, guys. It was really fun. I'm sorry if I spoiled too much, I apologize, but this is pretty much the first graphic novel that I actually reviewed, and I loved it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really, really good. The artwork was beautiful. Marcus too did a very good job on it. The coloring was good. The drama's there, and when it's needed, it's needed. When the action is needed, it's needed. You really, really get to know who each cyborg, in a sense, really is. And I love that they don't call them by just their numbering, like 002. They become like a family, so they start to call each other by their real names. The basic way that I look at another counter to Cyborg 009 and the gang are pretty much the X-Men. They're a family. They're like a family. You could put the Fantastic Four if you wanted, but they're a family that stick together and oppose the organization known as the Black Ghost Organization. Now, do they stop one of the heads, Seekar? I'm not going to spoil that. If you want to find out, you just got to find this for yourself. It's worth it, guys. Very much worth it. So I do recommend this. I do recommend you checking this bad boy out. I definitely agree you won't be disappointed. It's just a fun series that you will like. I guarantee you, especially once again if you're a fan of this guy. So I was able to finally finish reading this, guys, and I loved it. But other than that, guys, thank you for listening. Come back again when I will basically give you my thoughts, give you my review on this other graphic novel, Street Fighter Origins Akuma. We get to see pretty much the origin of Akuma right here. I'll finish reading this and I'll give my review on that as well. But this is done by Udon. Very good stuff right here, guys. Good stuff. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. As always, take care.